This is Sports Federation TV. If you've just tuned in, you missed an exciting segment on sailing. We're now moving to land and we're chatting table tennis. And we're joined in studio by Cleef, with the MNR of Western Province. Table tennis, you well?
Yes, I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. Mr. Brian Buckton, former Western Province chairperson, are you well?
I'm very well, thanks. Thanks for inviting us.
Table tennis has become, for many people, a household game. Some of us know it, some of us don't know it. Brian, you've been around the table tennis circles for a long time. Give us a summary of what table tennis is all about.
Well, table tennis is a very widely played sport. You know, it's not just about hitting a ball across a table. It's played everywhere. It's played in garages. It's played at schools. And it's almost tailor-made for schools and sports, because it's a relatively inexpensive sport, because all you need is a table, a net, balls and a bat. You don't need a court.
Yep.
It can be played in any room, played in a garage, can just be played anywhere.
I remember when I was at school, we're talking way back, used to have the back of a bench on a table with your hard covers, and that's how people used to play table tennis.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can play it anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoy playing the game or hitting a ball, and you can play it anywhere.
So table tennis is played in Cape Town with how many clubs? As the match and recording secretary, Cleef.
Match and registration secretary. Currently we have 22 clubs in the Western Province, a total of 61 teams. That was in 2015. We have 7 leagues, starting at Premier, which is your top league, and then you have all the way down to 6th league, who are the guys who are new to the sport or they're just starting out. And that's how table tennis works as far as the league structure is concerned.
Does it work on a home and away basis, or how does it work?
Yes, there's a home and away basis. What happens is there's a schedule. The home team has their home night, and the visiting team is obliged to play on their home night, and then in the return fixture, the home team then becomes the away team. Yes, and at the end of the season, we tally up who's won the most matches.
And it's very important also, if I can just add there, that we have a very active junior league.
Yes. That
is played Saturdays. They move it from venue to venue, you know, but it's your nursery. And that's the start. And in fact, we have a lot of schools participating in there as well.
Because that's a springboard into
our sport. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, the junior league takes place at different venues. Sometimes at Belhar, which is in Belhar Sports Centre. Sometimes in Ravensmead, which is where the Ravens Table Tennis Club is based, and sometimes at Royals, where in Mitchell's Plain. And
the idea is to rotate it, so that it moves around.
And there are 5 leagues as well, from 1st league all the way to 5th league in the junior division.
And are these leagues age related, or is it on skill based?
It's skill based.
Okay. So the more proficient, irrespective of your age, will play in category 1 in the senior league.
Correct.
And then down it goes.
Correct.
So you could have a 16-year-old.
Your juniors do have a cutoff though.
Okay.
At 17.
Okay.
At the moment, I know it's being increased to 18.
Yep.
You know, because that's where the world sport is. At 18.
So there's no way, or is there a way that a 16-year-old can play in the 1st league seniors as well?
Yes. Absolutely.
Correct. Do you have that kind of scenario?
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we've had 16-year-olds like in our Western Province team. You know, it's happened.
The current under 15 SA champion plays for Bishop Lavers in the 1st division.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Give us some of the big names that's come through the ranks in table tennis over the years, and some who are current champions.
Well, depends how far back you want to go.
Not too far back.
You can go back to the Pedro Mayers and
I know that
the grace of the past.
I know a
but
former
over the years, if you want to talk about a few of who's really, one has to mention Shane over there, who has probably won their South African title more times than a lot of others combined.
He was on a show a few weeks ago. He was on a show a few weeks ago, and he said he's undefeated in about 3 or 4 years, somewhere around there. Maybe a bit longer.
But in the local league, it's quite possible. Quite possible, yeah. And he's been an outstanding player over the years. We've had Theo Kogel, Unfortunately, his career was cut a little bit because of an accident that he had. But again, he's back again, fighting back, and he's doing very well in the para section.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was also on the show, and he's ranked, I think, 12th or 13th in the world. As
Within para?
Within
Yes.
para, yeah.
And if you consider his limited participation,
Yeah.
you know, so if with more funding,
Yeah,
he could
definitely.
be participating more, and who knows? He would
Cleef-
definitely be a contender for the
Paralympics.
Olympics.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cleef, tell us a bit about the league. Do you have a ladies' league? I mean, you've only spoken about the men's league and the juniors. Is there a ladies' league?
Not an official ladies league. The
Okay.
ladies form part of the men's league. But I know that when it comes to participating in the SA Open, it's essential to have a women's team.
Yeah.
For example, at the SA Open, you need to have a girls' team if you have a boys' team.
Okay.
So that's the progress that we've made. But there is no official women's league yet.
Well,
Other
if, I
number,
can,
yeah.
if I can go back a few years, we had about 2 or 3 women's divisions.
Yes.
But it's actually the women who prefer to participate with the men, especially
it?
your top players. So what we did was we brought them all together into one, and of course you have it on a strength basis. So the top women can go up to first division,
Yes.
your Premier League, depending where they are, and it worked very, very well.
Because that pushes them to the next level
Absolutely.
to compete at nationals against
Absolutely.
women at different stands.
Yes, that's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tell us about this new ball. I've heard rumors about the new ball. What's that
Okay.
about? Cleef?
Basically, the ITTF decided to change the ball. The old ball is the celluloid ball, and they've changed it now to the plastic ball. I'm not too sure about the details or what constitutes the ball, but presumably it's safer. But also it's very different. It has different properties. The bounce is different,
Yep.
and it slows the game down a bit. So yeah, we've tried to phase it in, but it's very expensive though. But we're trying to phase it in, and we started by having a few series of fun tournaments where we said, come along, let's have a tournament featuring the new ball.
Yes.
So that's so we haven't officially started using it yet. But we have sort of been exposed to it. Internationally, though, they do play with the new ball. So whether you're a junior or a senior and you compete internationally, they do use the new what they call it the poly ball.
Okay.
So that's where the new ball comes into it.
Okay. Let's have a look and see what this poly ball is really all about. Let's check it out. As you can see, it's quite interesting table tennis. Cleef, I know that there's rubbers that are linked to a bat.
Yes.
Do you need to alter your rubbers to make to play this ball better, or any of those technical things will change?
The norm is that the slower and the older you get, you change your rubbers to sort of mess the ball up a bit. That's the gentleman you saw there is Daryl Williams. He's a veteran by a long shot, and he was playing against another veteran, Ashley Wesson. And whenever he hits the ball, you'll see that it's wobbled slightly, and it's very difficult to return it because of the pimples. Whereas with a normal rubber, you don't get the funny stuff. But you do get different types of pimples. You get the short pimple, medium pimple, and long pimple. and it all depends on how fast you want to return the ball to your opponent or how much you want to confuse them. But in general, it slows the ball down, and for someone who isn't used to playing against pimples, it can be a nightmare.
Yep.
And Daryl has got a very good percentage in the Premier Division.
Okay.
He actually won that match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, how does all of this compare to when you played? Let's take it a step back.
It goes back to about the mid-60s when I started at a club called Steenberg, a community centre. Well, the game was certainly advanced. When I played, we played without any sponge in there. It was just the pimples. And
Plankies soos hulle sê in Afrikaans.
that was what we called it. We played with the plunky. And yeah, if you look at how things have developed now, because you know the rubbers that are used now in parts are a lot of spin, a lot of spin. And but if you look at the matches of the past, I think was probably a lot more enjoyable to watch from a spectator point of view, because you kept that ball going longer. But with the new rubbers that they have, the points are a lot shorter, and it's very technical, and that's quite good. It's good for the game.
How do we make the sport more spectator friendly then, based on what Brian is saying? Cleef.
Well, sorry.
Or Brian,
sorry.
either way.
That's fine.
Either way.
You can go.
That was one of the reasons why the ball was changed.
Okay.
Was to slow it down as well. So it's good for television. Firstly, it slows it down, and obviously it helps with the play as well. So that's just one of the ways that things have developed. We also now playing. The game used to be played to 21. We now play to 11. So it's a lot more focused. A game is, as you know, to 11.
Yeah.
And so before you could play, be down 4 or 5 points and claw your way back quite easily.
Yes.
Because you've got to 21. These days, it's from the first point you have to play. Because it's shorter. It's only 11. 2 services. In the past, you had 5. And then changed, alternated. Now it's every 2. So there's been those changes.
And people need to know that you can only win a point on your serve. A bit like table tennis, a bit like squash.
No.
Or is it not? You can win on any serve.
Any serve.
Correct.
Okay.
Any serve.
Yeah.
Okay, Cleef. So now the leagues happen across the metro.
Yes.
Give us some of the venues and clubs that are involved in the league that people can link onto.
Okay, well, the clubs are basically scattered all over the Western Province. You've got Top Table Tennis Club in Belhar. You've got Ravens Table Tennis Club in Ravensmead. Would you like me to go through all 20 of them? Okay, you've got Goodwood, which is situated in Goodwood. You've got Royals, which is situated in Mitchell's Plain. You've got Livken in Grassy Park. You've got Steenberg in Steenberg. You've got UCT, that's in Rondebosch. You've got St. Saviour's, that's in Claremont. You've got...
and yes, there are lots of clubs.
It's very wide.
It's widespread all across the metro.
So if anybody is interested in joining a club, they could go onto our Facebook page, or they can make direct contact with the Western Province Executive. I can leave my details if they like. And then we will place them with a club which is closest to their needs.
Perfect.
So if they need to join a club where there are a lot of juniors, then we can point them in the right direction.
Perfect. Brian, a rumor has it there's some big thing coming up in table tennis later this year. Give us a snip.
Yes, I've got to be careful what I say here, because there is a press conference that the South African Table Tennis Board is organizing, and that happens on the 28th, I can tell you, at Grand West. And I hope you guys will be there as well.
Yeah.
We've won the bid to host the World Junior Table Tennis Championship. Now, it's a championship for 18 years and younger. There's a total of, there's firstly a team competition, and there's an individual competition.
When is all of this happening? When is the tournament?
The tournament is starts the end of November, the 30th of November, and ends on the 7th of December.
Okay. We will get you back in studio at a later date to talk about that tournament.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
at least people have something to work towards and know that there's something happening. In closing, Cleef, last few words about table tennis. Why would I want to come and play table tennis?
Well, there are many reasons to play table tennis. I do it myself to keep fit, to be active, and also there are a lot of benefits. It increases your hand-eye coordination linked to your brain, so you can learn faster.
Yep.
It teaches you to anticipate not only what's in front of you, but what's around you, because you need a full picture to see of where the ball is going to go. You know, a lot of players don't know where the ball is going to go. They use the body language of the opponent to see where it's going to land, and they make that guess, and 9 times out of 10 it's right. So, but it's a fun sport. It's fast as well, and it's a very sociable sport.
Perfect. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for all the effort that you put into table tennis. We look forward to having you back, telling us more about table tennis in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elton.
Remember, if you want to know more about table tennis, go onto their Facebook page, Western Province Table Tennis. They've got lots of information. Let's take an ad. We'll see you now.